Afternoon. Today is October the 4th, 2025. My name is Frazer Nelson, and I'm a proud graduate of the class of 1978 here at Frostburg, at the time State College. My favorite memories of Frostburg is that I came from the Virginia Beach area, and when I came to Frostburg the first year that I was here, we had a tremendous snowstorm. And that snowstorm was a whiteout. And you can imagine me coming from Virginia Beach, Virginia, in that area, and coming to Frostburg and witnessing my first snowstorm, such that it was around the Thanksgiving holiday, and that anyone on campus had to remain on campus, and any person not on campus could not return to campus. So that was an awesome memory of Frostburg, just my initial memory. But the greatest part of being at Frostburg was the camaraderie that we built. Learning different cultures, because I came from a different culture. My culture was growing up in a time in segregation, but when I came to Frostburg, it enlightened me and gave me an opportunity to become a part of a melting pot opportunity. I thoroughly came through with we definitely had some tremendous relationships with everyone. The greatest memories is all of the nuances that occurred that allow us to be a part of the fabric of Frostburg. And I say the fabric, there's some initial Greek organizations that started when I was here. Had opportunity to be a part of the varsity basketball team for 4 years. Had the opportunity to do some things with traveling with Frostburg as far as going through student special services and visiting some awesome places. But mostly it was just Frostburg was family. Everyone treated each other like family. We really did. You came to know so many people in so many capacities. I was a proud political science major, so that lent itself to a situation of having some understanding. So much so that I did an internship and had an opportunity to visit the Annapolis, go to Annapolis. Now, some of my good friends, well, my initial reason for coming to Frostburg was my brother, Frazer Nelson, was a year ahead of me. He came to Frostburg. And during my spring break, my senior year in high school, I came to visit him here at Frostburg. When I came to visit, I had zero interest in attending Frostburg. I was just coming for an opportunity to visit a college campus and leave Virginia just to come and visit him. Well, true story, and a humorous story. I came to Frostburg, and when I came to Frostburg, being in the college campus atmosphere, there was some awesome parties going on at Frostburg that garnered my attention. But something happened that I'd never seen before in my lifetime. We were out there, and there was a big conglomerate of people out, and there was a hush in the crowd, and these people was coming through. And when they was coming through, not to be so graphic, I looked, they were streaking. I said, this is the place for me. No, just a sidebar. No, just coming. And then when I had the opportunity to enroll in Frostburg, my greatest memory is just, like I said, I'm being redundant in the fact that how awesome it was. So much so that I've developed friendship with about 5 other persons that we now travel every year to do reunions together. 5 of my former athletes from different areas. My favorite classes, some of my favorite classes at Frostburg, of course, I was a political science major. I was always interested in the international law classes. Also, I had a minor in sociology because I always, just the assimilation of cultures. That was very, very interesting. You have to realize during the time I was here at Frostburg, there was a time of assimilation going on for everyone. You had to come to some kind of understanding of how others were. And that is what has had the greatest impact in my life. Now that I've gone on to become a former building principal and the like, I grew upon the experiences at Frostburg to help me to understand the cultures and differences in people, and yet we were the same. And that was like I said, it was segregated times. But when you come together, you find out it's just a person that happened to be not of your race, but they were the same people. And that was so awesome for me. One of my favorite teachers, Dr. LeMay, Dr. Van Backus. I could not go through policy without talking about Dr. Mills. He's definitely one of my favorite people. But one of the most impactful persons pardon me, one of the most impactful persons was Mr. Bill Atkinson. Mr. Bill Atkinson and Miss Tansy Atkinson, they had a tremendous impact on our time here at Frostburg. They were like mother, father, they were like counselor, they were like everything that you could be to us. And they made sure that our experience was a shared experience. But I need to go a little farther than that. There was the president of the time when I was here was Dr. Nelson P. Gowell. I credit with his vision and his visionary abilities to impact how this college moved forward. He made sure that our experience here at Frostburg was rewarding. He was the kind of person that would come and talk to us. He was the kind of person that would allow you to speak with him, either privately, personally, and he tried to take some action for the greater good. I oftentimes now, as I've said, as I moved to being a principal, I often find myself trying to emulate some of the practices he had. His tremendous open door policy. I thought that he was the perfect, as I look back on it, I now think he was the most perfect person for that position during that time. Taking the pressures that he had of everything he had to incorporate, taking the opportunity to be a person that would listen, that made itself available to you, and made itself a person that would try to take some action. His words would never know. It was like, give me a reason to make it happen. If you can explain to me how this is for the greater good, I'll find a way to get it done. And that's just not with myself. There's others who go to him personally, and he would talk to you personally if you go to his office. And I thought that was just so awesome. Also, we encountered Mr. Ron Faust when we were here. He was in finance, in business office. He was a tremendous asset to us as well. I was not involved in any fraternities or clubs. I mean, here, like I said, I played basketball. That took up all of my time. Played basketball and had a whole lot of fun doing that, but had so many friendships with everyone. While I was not a part of a club or organization, I was always very active and participating in all events. The experience here at Frostburg was very rewarding for me. Actually, I'm sitting in the library right now. This library was open my senior year. This was the first year this library open was my senior year. So to come back now, the years I've been coming back, and I come back often for homecoming, and see the growth of this, it's just incredible. I played on the basketball team, and we were originally played in Compton. That was out there playing them. Now I look at Compton now, but it's not where we. But again, we also were part of the opening, of course, athletic center as well. And the beautiful thing is, I look around and I see Dean Manicures, some facility that bears her name. I see Dr. Harcourt, some things that bears his name, and others. I see all these things. These were active faculty members when we were here. And that lets me know that we definitely were part of the fabric of Frostburg. And it's great when you can be a part of the legacy of your university and you feel a part of that. And come back now, and we bump into people that we've seen during that time, and it's just like, man, where have you been and what's going on? And it's just so great. The hangout spots, as I said, we kind of stayed close to campus. But of course, everybody went to Highway Pizza. Of course we did. Everybody went to the Palace Theater. We did that kind of thing. But mostly we just hung around and just had fun with each other in the dorms, in the Lane Center, and things like that. But most of all, I would like to share that Frostburg was so rewarding for me that I never realized. And again, as I said, my brother's a graduate of the class in 1977. I'm a member of the class in 1978. And it was so rewarding to me that evidently I must have spoken of it highly, because in 2006, my son was graduating from high school in Virginia. And his senior year, spring break, as I came here with me, I said to him, hey man, come on, we need to narrow down what we're going to do. Where would you like to go to school? My son looked at me, and on the bachelor said, he calls me Pops. He said, Pops, I'm going to Frostburg. I said, what? You never said anything about going to Frostburg. He said, Pops, you never asked me where I wanted to go to school before. And I'm proud to say he's an alumnus of Frostburg as well. He's a part of the class of 2010. And when he came here, he encountered a young man named Bernard Weiner. Well, and Bernard Weiner and Robin Val at that time are my classmates They graduated class of 1978 as well. So we were here with them, and I'm glad he had that shared experience. He now lives in Dallas, Texas, and doing well, but he also wears his Frostburg merch with pride. And he knows that I'm here this weekend, and he would say, "Dad, make sure that you go past Edgewood, because that was his favorite place to remember, Edgewood." And I just want to say, for anyone, I can only say this. I cannot say or give you an account of anyone else's college experience, but my college experience shaped my life. I am a proud Frostburg alumnus, and I would just recommend this university over anyone. In fact, I do, because I now work for the College of Southern Maryland in the capacity of an intake assessment specialist, where I bring persons into the GED and AESL program, and I'm often to those students there recommending Frostburg Bobcats. Go Bobcats.
Go Bobcats. Thank you, Frazer.